What's up, guys? Welcome back for another episode of Kamisama ni Natta Hi. So, as we enter into the second half of this anime, presumably all the fun and games are going to slowly wind down and we get into the main story, which apparently is going to be a big sob story, at least according to the series creator, Maeda-san, right? He said in an interview or whatnot that, he feels that this is going to be a heart-wrenching story that, that's going to be one of his greatest works or something of that sort, or maybe like one of the most tearful works that he's worked on. Now I kind of feel like that's hyping yourself up too much. A lot of people are already watching this series purely because of Maeda's reputation. You don't really want to get the expectations any higher, just in case, right? Just in case there is a letdown in the future. But on the other hand, this might also mean that he's really confident in this series, and well, I guess we can just stay cautiously optimistic, right? So, with that being said, let's just jump right into it. We are winding down as well with the countdown to when the world ends, and, well, it's also been a while since we've seen the main storyline. So, let's get into it. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Funimation. Oh, finally studying. So, is it also 7 days until he needs to take his exams? Alright. Alright. Did they mention that Zora was working on a movie script? Actually, I think yes, right? All the way back in episode 2 or 3 or something like that. I wonder if anyone actually has any inkling, any idea of how this story is going to progress. I have my guesses as well, in terms of like maybe time travel or AI or all that. But, well, we shall see, right? A day of filming. Okay, I guess this is something from the opening. We do see all of them, doing a film together. And actually, if the opening is to be believed, then, that lawyer girl is going to come back as well. Tengen, right? Sure we do. mean, when has she actually ruined anything, right? If anything, she's only gave you good advice. It's still up to you to actually do anything about it, Yuta. You siscon. Yep. See? Tengen's here as well. And wait, who are... what? Oh yeah. Why do you even have his why do you even have his contact? No. The brat. Why are you fighting with a little girl? Oh. Well, I guess the usage of friends here is used very liberally. Typically, that should have been done before he gathered the actors and whatnot. Because you need the storyboard first to understand, like, all the actors, all the props, all the items and whatnot. Yep, shulaba. What is... I still don't get what Tengen is doing here. Okay. Is this going to be a little parallel? I mean, there's only like 3 or 4 guys here anyways. Oh, a black card. And this is going to be is she actually going? Shooba. That's actually some pretty good acting from Yota. Oh. Yeah, this is what? So let me guess, like all the minor characters are going to be acted by Tengen? Yeah, he did risk his life. Yep. It seems that Tengen is going to play the role of all the minor characters. So who exactly is Hina and her relationship with Yuta? Like, did they know each other before? Is it like a childhood friend? Is it... Hey, Dad. That actually works. Man, they all have pretty good acting skills. Without a green screen either? But why are you... Yeah, there we go. I mean, at this point, you can't really reshoot the entire thing, Tengen. Just accept it. Ooh. So are we just going to finish off this without... Why hasn't Yuta thought of, you know, actually... No, he's never thought to ask Hina, like, why she has these abilities. Ah, here we go. Oh. And back? Oh no, we are still actually following the story. Good. Directly to the server room. Chika. Michiru Chika. Michiru Chika? Who? Oh, he has pretty good acting skills as well. Oh, okay. You should probably ask first. Yeah, those things are no joke. I can literally crush an entire car just like that. Yeah, if he fell in, he would absolutely have been crushed to a pulp. There we go. Hina, right? Of course, it is related. Alright, see you guys after this. Okay, we finally have some progression on the main storyline here. Unfortunately, I feel like that was probably the most obvious thing they could have revealed in this episode. Looks like they are going to make us wait a little bit more before some actual information comes out, right? Because I think, you know, just considering the fact that probably the main focal point of this, the hidden storyline here, being concentrated on Professor and that Suzuki guy and whatnot, it was obvious that they had some, the Professor had some sort of connection with Hina, right? Now, what it exactly is, that's still to be decided, right? Certainly from the past excerpts of conversation that we've had with the Professor having a hidden family and whatnot, it's easy to say that Hina is probably his daughter in a sort of way. And I say in a sort of way because I'm still not entirely convinced that Hina is just your regular human child, right? Because, especially with the Professor, you know, his expertise being in natural language processing and quantum mechanics and all that, and indeed the sort of foreseeing abilities that Hina has, I think there's still a little bit more there than expected. Certainly, you know, is she actually an artificial human, or is she perhaps an enhanced human, or is she perhaps like, you know, it could be the Professor's actual child or grandchild or something like that, but with some extra stuff added to her, right? These are all definitely all possibilities, and that's something that we're going to have to see onwards, because right now we still don't have enough clues, right? The only thing that I'm quite certain of is they wouldn't really reveal all those expertise and professions of the professor if they didn't really feel it had a place within the story. So that's why, my best guess right now is still the fact where, she might be artificial in some sort of way, right? And why exactly what exactly is the relationship between Yuda's family, with the professor, with Hina? Did Hina and Yuda knew of each other before? Indeed, with this little movie sort of parallel that we got going on here, you have to wonder, sorry, I shouldn't say it's a parallel. Instead, I should say you have to wonder if there is a sort of parallel between the story setting versus Yuda and Hina's relationship here, right? The sort of maybe they knew of each other before, maybe they're childhood friends or something like that. That obviously that wouldn't really make sense if Hina was just a normal human girl, right? But it's the fact that she might not be just such a normal human, and that is where all of this might just fall into place here. So, in any case, at least we're starting to get some progression along here, right? And looking forward to see what the big reveal is at the very end there. Although, with the way this pacing is currently going, I'd say maybe we'll have a better understanding of the entire situation by episode, let's say, 10. Right? Maybe quite far along and almost to the end, but they certainly are only trickling bits of information as of right now. I mean, the rest of the episode was certainly enjoyable. I thought it was going to be cringy, but it didn't turn out to be all that cringy. In fact, it was quite funny, I have to say. All of them certainly had superb acting skills, I gotta say, for a bunch of amateurs and whatnot. The biggest WTF to me is still why the hell Tengen is hanging out with them. Like, she's a working lawyer. She's an actual woman with a working job, right? And quite a high class, quite a high how should I say this? A high tier job, a high class job, high up on the social hierarchy of things, right? And yet she's hanging out with a bunch of high schoolers in her free time. Like, that really doesn't make much sense, okay? But I guess we're just supposed to roll with it, and she does provide a more interesting perspective, and some unobtainable resources, because she is a working woman and all that. But definitely, I don't really buy the entire situation where she would be hanging out with a bunch of high schoolers, whether or not she is interested in Yuda, right? So that's still not exactly something that's going to happen here. But, oh well, whatever. At least she brings something funny and entertaining to the entire thing, right? So I guess that is important enough. The rest of the episode, let's see. I mean, the rest of it is just a bunch of, just them goofing off, and for Yuda to constantly playing the straight man and all that. I'm still kind of, if there's anything I want to say about Yuda, though, it's that, you know already that Hina is certainly not entirely normal, but you're choosing to not ask anything about it. You're just going along with the flow, right? Is that really the best... the best reaction to all this? I don't know. Maybe he figures he should give her some space and whatnot, but still, you would kind of feel like, why the hell does Hina know about all this? Why is she special in this sort of way? Why can she predict the future? Oh, and why does she have so many skills, right? Like doing photoshops and whatnot, and being able to predict that all the people would be gathered together, and so on and so forth. Like, look, I'm still pretty convinced that Hina is probably enhanced artificially in some way, right? Maybe not a full-on android or anything, but definitely there is a reason why she can know about all this. She's definitely not just your normal human. Now, what exactly she is, well, we'll see in the future. Anyways, that's it for episode 7 of Kamisama ni Natta Hi. Feel free to post your own theories and whatnot, as well as we are all in the dark. This is an original work, so it'll be fun to see who is right at the very end. Alright, see you guys next week. Bye-bye.